All right. What's up, everybody? You are watching The Honor Show, and we are lucky enough to be sitting here with Vellis the Great. How you doing today, man?
Man, I can't complain at all, man. Just trying to keep on keeping on, man. But I'm actually honored to be on the Honor Show, man. I appreciate you tapping in with me, man, and getting into the album with me, man. That's exactly what I want people to do is get into it.
Yes. Hell yeah, man. And just so you guys know, he is one of the most prolific MCs, songwriters, lyricists. Man, I've been listening to this album, The Old Man Volume 1, and I'm just like blown away. I'm trying to remember some flows to say on the show. I'm like, man, some of this shit is so complex. There is no way I can remember without straight up reading off a paper and butchering it. Like, it's amazing, brother.
No, man, I appreciate you saying that, man, because I take a lot of time with the lyrics. I've been writing for years, and that's the part of hip hop that I really get into. I'm a producer as well, so the
Yes.
beats I really love, but what I mean, the lyricism of it is really one of those things that I hold near and dear to my heart, man. I really get into those guys who really take their time with the
Yeah.
pen, even those guys who can do it freestyle like that and really have that chop. I
Right.
mean, I really appreciate that, so I try to get into that myself.
Right. Absolutely. I've always felt the same way. Like, I love a good beat. You got like a good beat's awesome, but the lyricism is what tells the story and is what it pulls that trigger on the metaphors and punchlines and makes it go, oh, damn, I've been listening to this for years.
Right.
I just realized he's saying that too. Like,
Right, exactly. Yep,
oh,
yep,
yeah.
yep. I'm excited that you're excited, man, because I got so much more stuff that I want to share. And like I'm producing other music for other artists, and they all got that kind of lyricism
Yeah.
as an emphasis, as a point of contention. That's something they really try to strive for. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear some more of my stuff, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's just been a wonderful journey. It's brought, man, as you can see, oh, controller, as you can see, I got the album right there. Hey,
You and me both, my brother. You and me
yep.
both.
And dude, it's dope, dude. There isn't one skip on here. I listen to it. There's
Oh man.
nothing I want to fast forward. All the beats are ill, and they all go together. Like you can tell, this is part of this volume. You know?
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I really took my time, and I kind of pride myself on as a producer being able to curate the sound. I know people make playlists and stuff like that all the time, but when
Yeah.
stringing your music together, you want it to have
Yeah.
a cohesive sound and something that really can be ride from one song to the next, so that you
Yes.
don't want to have that letdown. I wanted to
Right.
be a good song from one song to the next. So I'm glad you think I accomplished that, man. I think I
Oh
did
yeah.
too.
Definitely, definitely. And it's original. And it's like, and plus the rapping is just off the hook. And the beats are too. The beats are insane. Like I'm listening to this, I'm like, man, this is so refreshing and different than just the everyday stuff you hear when you ride by somebody's car or you just hear something on the radio. It's like it all sounds the same, but this is original and it's good and it's lyricism and the production. And that was one of those things I was gonna ask you. And I was like, and then I looked at it, I was like, no, he does produce this. He is the producer on here. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I produced every song on that project, except for I had a co-producer. Actually, DJ Butter helped
Yeah.
produce on it. That's one of the tracks on there as well. One of my favorite tracks on there. DJ Butter came through on the drums for that, man, and we actually
Oh,
helped put
yeah.
that. He helped me put that together, man. And he's instrumental all over the cuts on there as well.
Yeah.
I got a verse on there by him as well, man. So yeah, man, just really proud of the project. And I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
people are getting into it
Yeah, definitely. Major shout out to DJ Butter too. He's been
for
a
sure.
major integral part of even my life and with this show. He's been on here a couple times. Man, he came on here. I remember the first time was Christmas Day. He sat out in his car and chopped it up with me for a while. I was like, man, he's one hell of a guy.
That's
So
dope. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
yeah.
Yeah, me and Butter go back almost to 20 some years, man.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, really late 90s. We
Nice.
started really doing music together. My homeboy, who was in our group together, we had a group in the early 2000s, the Young Black Professionals, YBP,
Yeah.
and Butter was the unofficial, official part of that group. First, he was just our DJ, then
Right.
Butter started showing us his lyrical prowess
Yeah.
as in his alter ego, Mr. Clean, man, which is
Yes.
I'm excited to say I'm helping produce tracks right now for maybe I'm letting the cat out the bag and shouldn't, but I'm gonna drop the bomb, man. Mr. Clean LP coming soon. So y'all stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My brother from another mother is doing his thing. He's got his
Yes.
pen game up. Furious Manny Styles, who's also a member
Yeah.
of YBP, is in the lab right now. We're about 9 songs into his album.
Yes.
Man, we back at it, man, and it's been fun and exciting to do so, man. As you know, you're seeing a lot of the older rappers starting to come back out and do their thing. and that return to lyricism is really what's
Right.
is making me proud to be an MC again. You know what I'm saying? For a while, it's kind of like, oh, you rap? Oh man, it's kind of hide your head kind of thing. But now I can say, hey, yeah, I do rap. I
Yes.
got some music that's good. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
check it out. I can take it serious, and it's dope.
Yeah. Dude,
So check it
I've been
out. You
saying
know
for
what I'm
years,
saying?
I've been praying for us older guys to get back in the game and just say, you know what, I don't care what these young cats think. Let's just do it because I'm 43. I grew up the first like gangster rap shit I had. I was 6. I had Easy, Easy Does It. I was listening to it on the school bus behind my parents' back, and it just, I love it. It make like honestly,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think I'd be here if it wasn't for rap. So I
no
support hip
doubt.
hop, and it's positive, and I like it's given so many people and families a way out and provided for the people even in the studio and recording and everything. It's so important. I love it.
Absolutely. Just a side note on that, man. A song I'm really proud of. I can't wait for you to hear it, man. My boy Furious Manny Styles, who
Mhm.
is really a prolific lyricist, man, and one of
Mhm.
the greatest artists that I've seen do this thing. And just so different on the mic, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I haven't seen people do it that way. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I've seen people write good rhymes,
Yeah,
but his
yeah.
style of doing it is so different. And he just wrote a song and recorded a song that talks about some of his past trauma as a young man, as a child, and I mean, lyrically, it's crushing. I mean, and the
Right,
story and the influence behind it is just such a deep song that I
right.
think it's actually therapeutic for him, and it's going to be therapeutic for the people who listen to it as well. So
Yes.
that's the power of hip hop to me.
Yes, absolutely. That's the kind of shit I love. And it's like people being able to, that's why I really look up to you lyricists too, because being able to take pain and the things you go through in life and turn it into art that can help somebody else in a good way. That's just, dude, that's a perfect example of taking things that the world meant for you as bad and turn them into good. Like,
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to turn that lemon into lemonade sometime, man.
yeah,
It's just like that, when the world kind of shit on you, you got to figure out
yeah,
how to wipe that off and make something good happen. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So I think hip hop has had that power for me, and especially had that power for Furious Manny, man. So I can't wait
Hell
to
yeah.
hear that. Another project, man, I just worked on, man, and actually just dropped a few days ago, a little bit earlier this month, is my boy James Earl
Yeah,
Jones, J Jones is just dropped his project Destiny, which I
right.
also executive produced on, man,
Yes.
and I produced 95% of the songs on the project, man. It's a great album, man.
Hell
Positive
yeah.
music, definitely some hardcore lyrics, and of course, I'm coming with some hardcore beats. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So I actually feature on the album as well, man. Some great features on there too. Some DJ Butter cuts on there as well. So man, it's going down, man. We making music happen, man. So we just keeping it going, not only for Detroit but for the state and for the world.
Yes. Hell yeah. I love that. And yeah, dude, shout out to James Earl Jones too. He's gonna be on the show here coming soon too next week. So he's gonna be on
Dope,
here.
dope.
And
I'm glad y'all tapping in. I told him to reach out. You know what I mean? So I'm
hell
glad
yeah.
y'all tapping in for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate people for taking a listen at these some of these lyrics we
Yeah.
put down, man, and showing love like that. It's definitely appreciated, Doug,
I love
for
it, man.
sure.
I love it. It's like, dude, being able to listen to new original music from guys that really put their heart and soul in. Like I can tell you put your heart and soul into it, and that's why the music is so good. That's why the lyrics is so good because you ain't doing it just as oh, I guess this is my job. I gotta pump out another one. I wonder what my
Right.
numbers were. Like you're making music from the heart, and it shows, and I love that shit. And and that's one of the things I was gonna ask you too. I see, you and Butter and James Earl Jones and another one of my good friend Nate Oglesby, Nate OG Detroit. He said y'all were tight and everything, and that's cool.
Yep.
That he's like one of
You,
my
you know,
mentors and somebody I
Yeah,
look up to and go to for advice.
Detroit has it's one of those places like a big little city, man. It's like
Yeah,
it's a large city and it's kind of got its own. I kind of judge a city's size by how many urban radio stations you
sure.
have, if any, right? So
Yeah.
if you got an urban radio station or more than one,
Mhm.
that's kind of how I rank the size of your city as far as because a lot of cities towns are smaller, so they just got
Yeah.
one gas station, one radio station, and they're
Yeah.
not necessarily playing for the urban community
Uh-uh.
necessarily. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
What the cool part about Detroit is we get to know the people around you, and that's kind
Yeah.
of why you got to be 100. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you're not keeping it 100 and being an authentic person, it'll catch up with you. You'll
Right.
see those people again. You know what I mean? So it's good to be 100 and keep it 100 because people will come see you about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's definitely a small town, but it's good to have people that get show love for sure.
Right. That's cool. That's really cool. Detroit, it just seems like that. Like, I mean, definitely you're gonna find trouble if you want it, but if you're like you said, if you keep it 100, it's a tight knit, good community of like hip hop heads that really love the culture.
Absolutely, absolutely. When I was talking to somebody about this recently, man, I was somewhere we were and when we ran into somebody, it was like, man, Detroit got some real genuine people in it, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure other towns do too, but
right.
Detroit kind of gets one of those bad raps for being this
Yeah,
god awful place when it's just
right.
it just ain't the truth, man. It's
Mm-mm.
of course it goes down. If you
Yeah,
into some shit, you can get in some shit anywhere. You know,
right.
as we learned from what's the name of the show? The show that was in actually was it in Minnesota? No, it wasn't in Minnesota.
Um,
What's the show where it was where it's escaping my mind, but it's a whole bunch of events. It's actually a
mhm.
show that comes on Hulu about a town. There was a movie called it too. It's escaping me right now. You know what I'm talking about? Fargo. Thank you, yo.
Oh yeah, that's North Dakota.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Fargo. I thought it was Fargo was Minnesota, but it's North Dakota.
Yep, yep. It's about 8 hours
Okay.
from where I'm at. It's so I'm over in
Okay.
like
So yeah,
northeast Minnesota, and that'd be like way out on the border towards by our border out west. Yeah.
right. Well, people don't realize that Fargo, those episodes they tape are based on shit that really
Yeah.
happened in Fargo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wild shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as you can tell by that, it can go down anywhere. You know what I mean? But it's really genuine people in Detroit. Now people need to come visit and see how we get down because there's really some good people here.
Yeah, definitely. I myself, I'm going to make it for sure happen. I'm going to come to Detroit and visit it. It's something I've always wanted to do. And I've interviewed 75ish, maybe 80 people, and
Mm.
honestly, probably 40 of them or more are from Detroit. And I've got to talk to a lot of you Detroit guys, and you're just so many of you dudes are just super cool, open to talk about hip hop and come on my show and just it's just for the culture. Just and it's cool
Yep.
as hell, man. Like a lot of my favorite rappers are from Detroit. King Gordy, Big Herc, Eminem,
Oh, for sure.
fucking Bazaar. You fucking DJ Butter, DJ King David, Mud Talk,
Yes, sir.
all them guys. Like I
Man,
could
hey,
just
shout out to
list
King
people.
David, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, when you come to Detroit, man, definitely let me know so you can
Yeah.
tap in with me. I'll definitely show you some good place to smoke, man, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely chop it up for sure. You you
Hell
you
yeah.
got a tour guide when you come to the city, man. Just hit up
Hell
Bill.
yeah. Yeah, that'd be dope. Thank you, my brother. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
I'm definitely gonna come out there, so I will take you up on that sometime.
For sure, for sure. Just let me know.
I'll bring some good homegrown too that I've been growing some good straight
Haha,
up
there it is.
organic fucking ooh.
Okay, there it
Yeah,
is. Okay, for
you'll love
sure,
it.
for sure.
Um, so this has been going so just uh with just the vibe has just been taking the interview where it needed to go originally to begin with. We already answered like a lot of the stuff I was gonna ask you without even having to ask. It just bam,
Right,
bam,
right.
bam. So, but I still,
Yeah,
but
good to chop it up, have an organic conversation, man. One thing I
yeah,
did want to mention too, man, before we get off of here is, upcoming, because we do the music stuff, man,
mhm.
we trying to take it to a whole nother sphere of entertainment. And I'm doing a movie right now.
Oh, nice.
Actually, yeah, man, excuse me, I actually did a movie back in the days called The Bottom Dollar that people don't know about, an old school documentary about Detroit strip club. So look for
Hell
that.
yeah.
Probably, yeah, your corner store underground out the trunk guy probably has a copy of that still.
Yeah.
I think I might have a few copies of that. But the movie I'm working on now is
I'll buy
called
a copy of it if
Boss
you got
Shit.
one to sell. I'd buy that.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look for one for you. The movie I'm working on now is called Boss Shit. It's a comedy that features some of the
Yeah.
great Detroit comedians, man.
Yeah.
CP the comedian, Donnie Comedy,
Yeah.
Detroit. You know
Yeah.
that guy, yeah. So yeah, he's definitely repping in the movie as well.
Hell yeah.
Got Foolish, yep, in the
Nice.
movie as well. One of the comedians from Detroit. So yeah, man, it should be a great time,
Hell
man. And
yeah. I'll buy this one too.
it's in post production. Yeah, it's in post production right now. So I'll let you know when it's out.
Yeah. Hell
We're
yeah.
gonna be trying to come out later this year. So
Yo.
definitely let you know when it's ready to rock and roll,
Hell yeah.
man. Appreciate your support.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And then, like, I still do. I got just a couple questions that I'd like to ask. But yeah, we answered a lot just organic. That was the word I was looking for. Organically, just organically,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it
yeah,
just
no doubt.
clicked and went there. That was cool. Um, what age did you really start getting into music where you liked it and was like, man, I really it really speaks to my soul. I like music. This is something maybe I want to do.
What I've been doing lately, man. I've been kind of hopping on TikTok and a couple of other platforms,
Mm,
doing like a little bit of a
yeah,
blog type of thing where I'm letting people get to know me, and I've been kind of
yeah,
talking about some of my music roots. I got a lot of family members that did music back in the days, like my uncle Joe Jr.
nice.
PP JoJo is actually known, God
Yeah,
rest his soul.
rest in
He
peace.
actually did music in a band called Joe Crawford and Straight, and he had like Anita Baker is background
Oh,
singer, and
wow.
he dated
Wow.
Diana Ross, and you know what I mean. So it was like that kind of music
Woo-hoo.
roots. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
Motown.
I got an uncle Bebop who was a jazz uh, soul percussionist, man, who was one of the best I've ever seen play bongos and
Wow.
drums. So and he's been on tour with some of the biggest bands
Yeah.
in the world.
Wow.
So me seeing that music coming up, man, and seeing them chase their dreams actually really did empower me to start trying to chase mine. And I kind of fell in love with hip hop early on, man. Breakdancing and graffiti
Yes.
and all that stuff
Yes.
is something that I was into early on. And when I was young, man, I actually had one of my first rap groups, and my name at the time was Vicious V.
Yes.
So I was,
Yes.
as a young 9, 10-year-old, I was Vicious V and my crew. We had a crew called Daddy D's Boys, an older cat that sold dope in our hood. He
Yes.
had us doing rap, so he was beatboxing, you know what I mean? So we would
Yes.
do beatbox and rap challenges towards the other guys in the other blocks and other neighborhoods. So that was kind of my first entree into music, doing that, you know what I mean? Then, of course, just listening to music, man. My mom had an old Technique turntable, wasn't even a 1200, but I would throw her old record
Yeah.
collection
Yeah.
on there and spin that stuff. And while she was at work, I would try to practice scratching, and
Yes.
you know what I mean. So I kind of with tape. We had a radio show called Mojo. Mojo was one of the radio DJs around here. Him and the Wizard, and they I remember them playing "Check Out My Melody" for the first time. Of
Yes.
course, I was into all the old early stuff, but they
Yes.
played "Check Out My Melody" for the first time, and that's when I was really just like, "Whoa,
Yes.
this is something I gotta hear more of this." I actually taped it when he was live on the air playing a
Yes.
song, and I played it back maybe 75 times and actually snapped my tape.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I kind of fell in love with it right then. Like, man, this is something I gotta have next to me is hip hop. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's kind of one of my early entrees into music, man. So it's been a love for me since then, man. And I've taken steps away from it and steps back to it, man. But I keep coming back to it because I love it so much.
Yes, man, that is true love for it. I remember listening to tapes when I was a kid till they'd break or like my I mean, I'd
Mhm.
listen to just every day till the batteries would go dead. My mom, I can't keep buying you these batteries and shit, but
Right, right.
like, but it's like that was my escape, like from my parents fighting or from me getting, more than I was supposed to be handled as a little kid, and like, so I'd
Right,
go out and hide and listen to the music until it was gone, literally, and like
right, no
other
doubt.
kids didn't listen to it until it broke. So I knew right when you said that, like, man, he really listened to that a lot when the
Oh
jig
yeah,
snapped.
yeah. You can relate, right, for sure. Because like say, I would have to take the pencils and stick it in the cassette and rewind it,
Yeah.
erase a part, and use that to rewind the tape. I learned how to take the tape apart and
Yep.
fix it back together and tape it reconnected because I would break the tape
Yeah.
listening to them over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
man.
all
So the love is there, man. Love is there.
absolutely. And you could tell by the way you rap and the music and the way you put it all together. And there's like it's like there's a whole lesson in the album too. It's like there's wisdom in there when a person listens
Oh
to it.
wow. Yeah, thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah, because again, when I'm writing certain songs, man, it depending on what some of the stuff is me writing about stuff that I really want to, express to people, but some of it is like, I got a song on the album called "Let Me Talk My Shit,"
Yeah. That's one of my favorites
and,
on there.
it's really just about just that. Like, everything doesn't have to be such a lesson or such a this tale of woe or whatever. But sometimes
Yep.
I just want to talk my shit, brag about who I am, or brag about the stuff I've seen, let you know about the stuff I've experienced or seen.
Yeah.
So it's just about shit talking. Sometimes that's kind of what makes us, human. Sometimes is us
Yeah.
being able to relate to each other through that talk. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
believe hip
yeah,
hop bridges gaps and reaches people and gets to places where, maybe nothing else ever could have gotten or reached through,
for
but
sure,
rap did.
for sure. Yep,
Like
absolutely.
it's amazing to me. One thing I'd like to ask you too is I always like to ask this because I still feel like people will try to say negative things about rap. What has hip hop done positive
Mhm.
for you for your life?
You know what, man? One of the things it's done for me is kept me out of a lot of trouble, man. Like
Yeah,
it's because I spend time on it. You know, I'm
right.
not spending my time doing other stuff that could be getting me in some trouble. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we all, I'm not gonna say we all, but a lot of us here in Detroit, because of the economy of things,
sure.
we dabbled in certain, extracurricular activities to say the least, right? So
Right.
some of us dabbled in those things, and because I was able to make some investments in studio equipment, I wasn't out spending my money on, strip clubs and what I mean.
Sure.
Of course, we dabble in that kind of
Oh
stuff as
yeah.
well, but we were able to kind of divert some of our economy towards equipment sales and
Yes.
equipment purchases and the marketing for music and pressing up the CDs. All that stuff was
Yes.
done independently, so we had to spend towards that. So that kept us from doing other things. Plus, you know, being able to share some of my stories through lyricism. Shoot, right now, man, my sons all do music. You know what I mean? I got a
Yes.
son. Actually, one of my sons is featured. Actually, a couple of my sons are featured on the project, man. V Keys is my middle son, who's featured
Woo!
on the song "Stay Fresh."
That was dope. That
And
was your son.
yes, that's my son, man. Definitely,
Yes.
I can't wait till y'all hear his stuff, man, because he out cold with it, man.
Me
So,
too.
and just be able to pass along some of those musical lessons to them and
Yeah.
see them actually take it and run with it and thrive. And,
Right.
and and it's that expression, man. We talked about it earlier with Furious Manny's
Yeah.
project. Just to be able to get some stuff off your chest when you're thinking about something, where something's going on with you. You know, I got a verse where I say something similar to instead of lighting domes, I write a poem and try to grow them in the attic when the light is on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So similarly to that, I'm really trying to express myself instead of hurting people, or express
Yeah.
myself lyrically instead of going out doing something mischievous or devious, right? So
Right.
I'd rather get into some art than get into something that's not so artistic. You feel me?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And dude, what a awesome thing to have an outlet like that. Because not only is that helping you, it's gonna help the next guy listening to it and realize, man, there's a better way. I don't have to do things the way initially want to. Maybe I should think about this for like I said, there's a lot of wisdom in it. And like I said on the song "Talk My Shit," you can just let go and like I said, just talk my shit and just do my thing.
No doubt.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, no doubt.
that's
No
ill,
doubt.
man.
I'm glad to be able to get into it, man, for sure.
Hell yeah. Is there gonna be a Old Man Volume 2?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh Man Volume 2 is almost complete, man. It's like we got um maybe 8 songs for that already done. So
Nice,
we like I say, we've been really rocking and rolling as far as how much music we've been pumping out, man. I
nice.
got a quote on my website that we dropping songs like bird shit. So we we
Hey,
really trying to we really trying to get to 100 songs on the digital sphere before 2026 is here.
hell
So
yeah,
that includes like remixes and instrumentals and stuff
yeah,
like that. We're trying to get there. I'm not sure if we'll make it, but just the goal is what it is. So we're gonna try to get there, where we just put music out
hell yeah,
and let people feel it and see if it catches on organically. But even if it doesn't catch on to people, then people like you who really appreciate the music
yeah,
will really get into it. So
hell
again,
yeah,
man, thank you for showing love and really checking out the project, because that's what it's about, for people to get into and
yeah,
peep the
hell yeah.
lyrics
Hell yeah, and
for
dude, you
sure.
always got an open spot on my show anytime. This shit's dope, and I like a bunch of them songs. There's that I mean, all of them were dope, but just some of the ones that stood out was like you said, "Talk My Shit," "Don't Do It." Yep, I have "Talk My Shit" right there. Have You Seen God? There's another one, "About It." That was like the first track on there.
So
Just there's just
yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah,
that was
yeah.
fucking insanely awesome. Um,
Thank you, man.
yeah, absolutely. What was the what was the inspiration behind the song "Have You Seen God"?
Well, in a sense, man, sort of, I got a little bit of a different religious perspective than a lot of people. Um, um, I believe in a higher power, but I'm not convinced that like the higher power is like all knowing or
Sure.
all loving,
Yeah.
right? Because if it was all loving God, then why would certain things happen, right? So I'm not, it's not about convincing me necessarily, but
Right.
I really believe that we have a lot of God quality within us.
Sure.
So, but it's up,
Absolutely.
up to us to express that or not, right?
Right.
So that's kind of the feeling behind that song. Is that when I look in the mirror, that's an expression of God. You know, when
Yeah,
you look in the mirror, that's an expression of God if you
absolutely.
choose to express that portion of God, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of what that song kind of talks to. And then it's also me kind of showing a little bit of a lyrical prowess on that song as well. I felt like
Oh,
when I was done with the project that I wanted a song that really can show, man, I got more, you know, of course these songs all mean something. I'm rhyming on them, but I gotta have a song where I'm showing that I really can snap lyrically. So,
snap.
so I kind of got into that song and it made that my flagship for really expressing that lyrical prowess.
Oh yeah, that I noticed that you snapped on there, and I like your perspective too, because even with my beliefs, I believe like we were made in God's image, and He blew the
No
breath of
doubt.
life into us. So I mean, how can we not try to do so and see God's image in us and see a part of God
In
when
us.
He made
Exactly.
us
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Him?
absolutely.
And I'm not
Made in
trying to
his image and
convince
likeness,
anybody
right?
else of what I believe. I'm just saying well, that's right on the right track, brother. More people need to believe that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So yes, it's and again, it's about sharing perspective too. So
Yeah,
like everybody can have their own perspective and do what you do,
absolutely.
but it's about sharing what goes on in me. I mean, it's the old man
Yeah,
volume one for a reason. It's me expressing what's been going on in my 50 some years of living that it's never too late to get this going and jump off the
right.
porch and be excited about what you're doing in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping to be an inspiration to others to show people that it ain't too late for you or too early for you to
Oh,
start
yeah.
doing what you love to do. So
Hell
do it.
yeah. Hell yeah. I like that.
Yep,
I like that because I think a lot of times people think, "Oh, life passing by." If you're still alive and kicking and you got your life ain't never passed you by yet. If you're still above the damn ground, you can
absolutely,
still do some shit. So, and I
absolutely.
noticed there's a lot of
Exactly,
positivity on that
exactly my
album.
sentiment, my brother.
Right.
Exactly my sentiment. Yep, absolutely.
And I could tell that you're just a positive person just from listening to that album and what it was called. Just everything about it was like, man, this is cool. Like, people need to hear shit like this. I needed to hear it. A lot of them songs
Dope,
was stuff I
dope.
needed to hear in my life and approaching things. I mean, my wife's daughter has a baby. Like he's almost 2 years old. Technically I'm a grandpa. My wife's a grandma.
Wow. Yeah,
Like I
good
didn't
stuff,
see
man.
that
Congrats.
coming, but there it is.
Yeah, that's dope.
And my son's
Yeah, that's dope.
15 and I'm already a grandpa, but it is, but that's all right. It's a cool little kid and
That
he's
is what
cool.
it is, right? Yeah.
It's
Roll with the punches, right?
right. Exactly. And so it's like, I appreciate all kinds of stuff, especially good music, because I need it. I need it in my life. And dude, I'm always gonna push your music, whatever you got coming out. You want to come on here and talk about it, and I'll review song. I'm still gonna review the album too. That's coming. The review of the whole
Yeah,
album is
please.
still
Yeah,
coming
let me
out.
know.
Absolutely, that's
Yeah, let me know.
coming.
I would love to check out the review, man, because like I said, again, it was meant for people to get into and really vibe with the lyrics and the beats.
Yeah,
I think the backside of the album was the original album cover at first, Beats and Bars by Vellis the Vellis the Great, but it's really meant for you to just to get into
yes,
the beats and bars of it all, man.
yeah,
Not to be a surface type of listen, but to
right,
really dive into it. It's like a car ride type of thing. It's like you
yeah,
want to, sit back and really vibe and smoke one and really feel what I'm talking about on each track. And I think
right.
you can do that.
Right, that's why I didn't wanna rush it, like, try to get I woulda my goal was to try to get it out before we did the interview, but I didn't wanna rush it. I wanted it to be, like I said, where I could do a deep dive on it, pick, several tracks and do some deep dives on each one and be like, "Alright, this is what's dope about this. Listen how he says this," and just I mean, I even get into the way people inflect words and the way they come at
Oh
this.
yeah, no doubt.
I love it. And it's different than most people's reactions, like where they just film themselves reacting. I stop it, break down the lyrics we were listening to, and rewind it and
Dope.
talk about this. And like, I want to really get into it and the give it what it deserves because it deserves a full listen, a deep dive for anybody that gets this. Everybody, first off, anybody who loves hip hop should be getting this album. Period. Second, deep
Man,
dive this
appreciate that.
motherfucker. You will not skip nothing. Deep dive it and rewind it and listen to it. You will not regret it.
For sure. For
Right.
sure. I appreciate that, man. Old
Oh yeah.
Man Volume 2 coming soon, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Vaughn.
Hell yeah. Hey man, I want to thank you. We like I said, we just organically answered a bunch of the stuff, and that's to me, this is one of the better interviews we've ever done, just because it just went without me even having to really ask a lot, and but then even when I asked, it just went smooth. It just was perfect. So, dude, it was an honor to have you on
Appreciate
the
you.
honor show, and it's keep making the music you make. It reaches people. It reached me, and it's gonna reach millions of other people. It's some of the best shit I've ever heard.
Man, I appreciate that so much, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
again for having me on. Thanks for getting into the album, man, and thanks for finding the appreciation in it, man. I can't wait till you hear more, man, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me know whenever you got new shit coming out, and I'll always be peeping, checking for it anyway. But yeah, stay tuned. The review of the album's getting about halfway done, and I'll tag you in it, and you'll like it. I'm gonna go nuts on that shit.
I appreciate you, family. I appreciate you.
Absolutely,
Much love.
absolutely. You too, brother. Hope you have a good weekend and a good rest of the week. And
All right, man. The honor show, y'all. Y'all check it out,
yeah,
man. Vellis the Great honor show.
woo!
All right, Dub.
Thank you, brother,
I'll holler at you, boy.
for sure. Peace.